you get some good stuff. And if you see here, I actually didn't chunk it up because post doesn't require that. You have enough information within a post request to drop it all into there, so we don't actually chunk the whole thing up. There we go. And these are all resistant to antiviruses. It gets past, right now it's McAfee, Symantec, Kaspersky, any other ones out there. No problem.
What patch level are these boxes in?
The one I'm attacking right now is 2003 Service Pack 2 R2. But, I mean, I've tested on Vista. I actually tested the SQL Brooder, the MS SQL Injector, and SQL Ownage on Server 2008. So, I mean, it doesn't really make a difference.
What kind of log layers will have?
Sorry, what's that?
What kind of log layers will have? Just log layers, success failures as far as the attack attempts for like the different queries attempted?
Yes, it logs all the outputs to a log file, which is actually new in 4.0. So as soon as you go to log file, you can see the tool, the data it was run, and then with the actual attempts it was making. So, yeah, absolutely. Yes, it does. It uses UDP footprinting on that side, so it goes for 1433 first, and then it does the UDP footprinting for the other rest of the servers. All right, so I showed. I guess I already showed that. Whoops. No. So the methods that we're using to do this, the binary to hex payload conversions. Oh boy. Oh, where's the shield? Where's the shield? Why weren't you protecting me, by the way?
I call you. Why didn't you grab the shield?
Dude, I don't know where the shield's at. Oh, it's over here. I was like, shield! Shield. I will just hold it like this and talk into the microphone from here on out.
Did that work for what's his name?
Oh, boy. So also part of FastTrack is if you want to do your own binary to hex conversions, I wrote a tool in there that does the whole process where you import your own executable, drops it into the format that you need for binary to hex conversion, and then you can paste it on the web server that's affected with the specific systems. Here's a pretty good screenshot of it and what the format actually looks like. So you can see here that this is the format that we actually echo into a file called T, and use the Windows debug to actually convert it back to binary for us. Pretty cool method. All right, so scenario 4, you're a pen tester for Company X doing service identification on a remote host and identify a vulnerable service. Box is running Windows 2003 Service Pack 2 R2, and there's no exploit available for that version. What do you do? Use FastTrack. There we go. That's what I'm looking for, guys. Oh, yeah. Oh, let's pop a box. So as part of FastTrack, what I've tried to do is not recreate Metasploit here, guys, because Metasploit is definitely a phenomenal tool out there. But what I try to do is take exploits that I need on a pen test, or I could see being feasible in an actual pen test itself, and rewrite them as universal. So either they're a POC, or they're only specific to one version. Maybe it only works for like XP Service Pack 1. So I usually rewrite them to be universal. So here's FastTrack's got a smaller list of exploits in here, but I got the latest IE XML heap spray, as well as MSO 8067 recompiled for Windows 2K all versions and Windows 2K 3 Service Pack 2. So we're going to target Windows 2003 Service Pack 2. We're going to go after 10.2 and 1.55.7. What do we got there, guys? Nothing new here. Nothing new here. Sorry, I go back to the lights real quick here. I do want to give a shout out to Rob Goen, who has done a lot of help with me on the web development portion of this. He's actually a graphics art guy, and did a lot of design for it, so definitely appreciate all of his help on all that. Actually, he did make the flashing lights, so that's why I think it's so cool. I just kind of hover over it. I was like, hey, dude, we're on IRC, and I'm like, hey, dude, do you think you can make the eyes flash when you hover over him? He's like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. So, 2 days later, it's committed to the SVN, and many endless hours of fun. So, scenario 5 here, you're a pen tester for Company X. Normal avenues through the external presence aren't working. They have one web server open, all static HTML pages. One of the pages has a company listing of all point of contacts and email addresses within the organization. What do you do? Social engineering, good answer. Well, yeah, I was looking for use FastTrack, but that's fine. So the mass client attack. I'm sorry, what was that? Hey, Papa Box. Oh, damn it! It's Papa Box. So this part actually takes a little bit to load, so I'm actually going to explain some of the features of this. We take all the exploits, client-side exploits within Metasploit, as well as the latest IE exploit and a few other ones, and compile them all in a database that we're able to use. Now, what's interesting is you might say, well, how am I going to get, I can do social engineering, but I'm on an internal pen test, I'm on their network. How am I going to get them to click on a link? Am I going to email it to them? What we can do with FastTrack is you can actually do ARP cache poisoning, do man in the middle, and then as soon as they click on a link, it replaces all their hrefs with our malicious site. So as soon as they click on the link, they're automatically getting exploited out the yin-yang with a bunch of exploits. Good stuff, nasty stuff, nasty stuff. Be careful with ARP cache poisoning. Not a good idea to do it on an entire Class C. That's an energy company, and everything goes down. Learn from experience, not a good idea. Yeah, that is a feature, so, take no responsibility for you downing an entire grid. So all the servers are started here. It actually creates a custom web server. It's not using Apache or anything like that. And it injects a whole bunch of iframes, and I might as well start running this. It's going to take ages. Super good password to password. Since I don't have internet connection, I'm going to go directly to the site. Not going to do any type of ARP cache poisoning. And I'm going to get this default site here. All right, so started the page not load correctly. Please wait your browser refreshes. The site should appear in a moment. Little standard template to get them kind of staying on there. We thought of actually putting like that. Anybody see that game where you have to go through the maze and at the very end it pops over like a thing where a chick's screaming? It's like a ghost or something. At least keep them occupied for a little while, but didn't get the copyright for that yet. So what it's going through now is it's actually going through and sending a ton of exploits through Metasploit, as well as the ones that we've customly added to it. And it takes a little while because it's sending probably about 60 or 70 exploits or so in the different iframes. So when they click that, either the browser dies and their entire computer crashes, or you actually get full access to their machine. So either way, it's pretty fun.
Look at the user agent string.
Sure.
Selected. Look at the user agent.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The browser. Identify the browser.
Oh, yeah. So right now, it doesn't do any type of browser profiling. It, specifically, if it's IE or Mozilla or whatever, or Firefox, it doesn't make a difference. It's going to try them all. So that is in 4.1, which you'll see at the end of the slides. That is a feature being added to actually do smart identification on actual browsers themselves. So it would cut down quite a bit on the exploits actually sent. It's actually, the code's all there. It's just a matter of parsing through and making sure that I can get the user agents off the system when we do it. So it should. What's that? Yeah, it's an header filter. Yep. Whoa! What do we got here? Something we're not familiar with at this point, huh? Yes, that is a flag you can set. Yep. So Scenario 6 is you're a pen tester for Company X. On an internal pen test, you identify a patch missing on 2 systems. NetBIOS is unpatched and is susceptible across the entire network.